Hello there and welcome to More Movies number 29.
The year 2029, if I remember correctly.
This is the podcast where we like to talk about film, movies, cinema, all that kind of stuff. My name's Greg Fisher. This legend sitting next to me is the one and only Mr. David Roberts. How are you doing this week, Dave?
Very well, sir. Very well. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Tell me more. Tell me more. What's been going on in your life?
That's
enough. I don't want to hear it all.
Lots of watching movies, guys.
Brilliant. Great stuff. Yeah, this week we have been watching Halloween Kills. Let's just say it. Let's just say it as it is. We've been watching Michael Myers slaying people left, right, and center like he does it best. So, without further ado, let's get straight back on with the show, huh? Okay, so Halloween Kills, Dave. This is a sequel to 2018's Halloween, which was kind of like, a reboot, come sequel, come rehash, as we're starting to call these things now.
Yeah, we're starting to call them rehash, aren't we? That's our new buzzword.
It's a rehash of the old formula. I haven't seen 2018's Halloween. Have you seen it?
I have. I saw the 2018 rehash, reboot, or whatever. And I was quite impressed at it, really. I thought it did something fresh because it kind of just followed on from because to me, the only decent Halloween film was the first one, which did a good job of it. And then it, as most of these things, got very silly and did all these crazy things, went off in a loop. We've talked before about how it's the timeline of Halloween is a mess. Yeah. So they decided in that film to go, right, we're going back to the original, and now this is going to be a sequel 30 years later to that original film. And I think they did a very good job of kind of grounding it and making something decent out of it, really.
So the 2018 Halloween was like a sequel to the 1978 Halloween and disregarded all of the other sequels that were in between. Is that right?
Yeah. So I know the director has said before that although they might nod to things that happened in the other Halloweens as a kind of
Easter egg,
a nod to the fans, yeah, like an Easter egg. The actual plot is whatever happened in the first one, and that is it. Everything else is disregarded. So, which makes it easier to kind of grasp what's going on. You know,
it does. But then we get to Halloween Kills 2021.
We of course reacted to the trailer for this a few months ago, which kind of led us to be slightly excited to see what's coming up with this. You can check that out on the YouTube channel, of course. The link is in the description down below.
Like I said, I hadn't seen Halloween 2018, and after watching this Halloween Kills, I kind of felt like I was maybe missing out on a few things because I hadn't watched the first one, so to speak, even though it's not the first one, it's the whatever one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the story in this one kind of picks up, doesn't it, straight after the events from Halloween 2018?
Yes.
So I was kind of in the dark in some ways about what had happened there. I kind of managed to gather it. It's not like super important. And it was like, okay. But as soon as I realized like Jamie Lee Curtis and her two friends were in the back of that truck being driven away from a burning house, I thought, okay, so there we go. That's where we'd left them in the last film. And we're picking up in this film. Another thing that Halloween Kills does is takes us back to 1978 at the start.
It does.
And when this happened, I kind of thought at first, okay, this is kind of cool. Obviously, being a fan of the 1978 version, it was nice that they kind of went back to that time period. And I think they looked at some other events that you won't have seen in the original film, but they were alluded to. Like there was some dude in there who was supposed to be Donald Pleasance, and it was like, hey, he kind of looks a little bit like him. That's quite good.
They did a good job of it.
They
did a few of that, didn't they?
Loomis.
Going back and obviously the big section at the beginning where they did it, and there's a few other scatterings of these kind of flashback scenes, and I thought they were really good and really cool. The way they shot them and everything was spot on. I really enjoyed them.
I like the fact that they brought in that original title sequence where you just see Halloween with the pumpkin and that music, such iconic music, you know, that piano line, and that was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
They'd done that with the 2018 one, and it's the same thing again here, and it was like, yeah, that works perfectly. You don't need to mess with with that, and the standout feature of Halloween for me. That music is the best out of all the horror kind of themes for me. That's the one that's like, yeah.
So all I can kind of say about the story here is we're back in the original place the events in 1978 took place in.
Haddonfield,
that's right. And Michael Myers is still on the loose and still killing people. They still haven't managed to deal with him. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a film. unless they did like a Halloween prison movie. That I like. I like good prison movie. You know, and you go in there and there's Michael Myers is the new shot caller, and he's got to fight his way through all the gangs in prison. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, of course, they tried to do the whole Halloween without Michael Myers, didn't they? After the second one, Halloween 3 was
right
about witches or something. It's like a witchcraft film. Because the original idea was it'd be like an anthology type film. It'd be a different horror every film.
Okay.
And that tanked so badly that they brought Mike Myers straight back the next film. And now Mike Myers is Halloween, isn't it?
Well, Michael Myers. Mike Myers is Austin Powers, mate.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, basically that's it, isn't it? You know, he's still on the loose in the town. There's loads of people that were affected by his killing sprees in the past. He's in a house that's on fire at the start, and then the firemen turn up and put the blaze out, and he just comes out and murks them all.
So that's exactly where we left off at the end of the first one. That's Laurie's home. They kind of lured him into there, set the house on fire, so they believed he's dead. We got him. Of course, he's not dead.
He was quite safe, actually. He was in like some sort of cupboard.
But
so basically, Laurie is responsible for Haddonfield Fire Department massacre.
That's the whole theme running throughout the film, isn't it? The kind of who's responsible for him still being alive and terrorizing the neighborhood. And then there's this whole thing of the great Anthony Michael Hall in the film.
How dare you mention his name before I do? How dare you?
And he's like the leader of the vigilantes, isn't he? He kind of rallies everyone up. And I guess the difference in this film is everyone's going, right, we're going to go get him like a mob.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, I love Anthony Michael Hall, obviously from the John Hughes era, the 80s. I grew up with him. When I was a kid, my sister and I, we used to watch Weird Science like all the time. Yeah. He's like brilliant in that. It's like, you know, and we've seen him in quite a few things over the years since. It's great to see him still working and stuff and appearing in films like this. But his character in this is, at first I was like, oh, it's Anthony Michael Hall. That's so cool. But you know, not really that long after getting into it with his character a bit, I thought, this guy is a douchebag.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to get killed.
That was it. You start off liking him, don't you? And then by the end, it's like,
kill him.
Kill him. The whole like gang thing going on, and they're all like, he rallies them all up. And of course, the whole mob mentality going on. They're chasing after the wrong person, of course, halfway through the film.
It's like a Trump rally.
It was like a Trump rally, wasn't it? They're all chanting, evil dies tonight, evil dies. And it's like, bloody hell, you know, this is ridiculous. And my biggest issue, because it's an okay film, it is what it is. We all know the Halloween formula. We know what they're going to do.
I think it gives you what you expect, yeah. Sorry.
It does give you what you expect. Some of the kills are really creative, I guess. You know, there's some interesting stuff going on. I like that bit
where that woman's got the gun and she goes, this one's for Dr. Loomis. He's got no bullets in him, and he's just like, but that silent look, and you know he's just thinking, "You're fucked."
Either way, you're fucked.
You're dead, bitch. But my whole thing, and it's always with all these films that pisses me off, but it's really present here, is you got a big group of people. You'll be like 12, 18 people, all with weapons, and you're thinking, right, you're surrounding the bastard. But like one of them will go in for a hit, and the rest of them are standing back, waiting for that one to get killed, and then the next one will come in. It's like something from a video game or something, and you're there going, "No, you'd all have a go at once."
All rush him at once.
All rush him.
One or two of you might get done, but the rest of us will get him done.
Exactly, and then like it's like a bit with the gun, as you're saying there, and you got the woman in the nurse costume with the gun, like, and the way she's coming towards, and she's just shooting randomly at the car because he's sat in the front car seat, and you're thinking, no, come round to the side of the car and shoot him point blank because you'll have a nice, easy shot. What the fuck are you doing, woman?
This is one of the appealing things about this kind of horror film, that the characters within it do the most ridiculous, stupid things that have you going, well, why would you even do that? But if they didn't, we wouldn't have a film. You know what I mean?
The film would be over already.
If you had Charles Bronson at the start and he was just like, and that's it, Halloween's over.
But that's... what in the 2018 version, I felt like they brought some humanity back to Michael. They'd made him. He seemed a bit more vulnerable. I mean, he was still really powerful, but he seemed human, in a way. He was just a serial killer, a murderer,
Yeah,
that's what it came across as. There's still the kind of that thing in the background, but that kind of mythology of him being invincible because he kills so many people kind of thing comes back to the forefront, and to me, I hate that part of it. And that's where it turns silly for me. It's like if he's just a murderer and a serial killer, but a powerful one at that.
It does seem to have like mixed motivations, like all those kids saying, "Oh, we seen the guy with the mask on. Sometimes he comes over and it's like, well, he doesn't murder the kids because he doesn't murder that one kid that's on the ground, the guy that grows up, and So, I mean, you go back to the first film and they show you Michael as a kid, and he murders his family, doesn't he? That's where it all starts.
Yeah,
but he doesn't murder the kids in this and stuff, and you think, well, that's fair enough. You can see why they've done that because, it might be a little bit too much for a movie for him to be killing minors and stuff like that. But it just seems a little bit odd because he kills everybody. That's his thing. It's like anybody who comes across his path, he kills them. I like that old couple, that old couple in the house. When he's like, oh my God, lock all the doors. He breaks that tube light, doesn't he? And sticks it in that woman's throat. And it's like, some of those bits were like pretty cool. My favorite bit of the film, though, is later on. There's all those people sitting around in that house watching a movie, and they're watching Minnie and Moscovitz, John Cassavetes' film. And you see Seymour Cassell there. He's like, hello, yes, this is me, Seymour Moscovitz. And I was like, oh my God, they put that in there. They put a bit of John Cassavetes in there. It's like the antithesis of a horror hack and slasher film.
There's some good stuff as well with like the former sheriff who lost his daughter in the original film, who is working at the hospital. He's back with the original actor from the first film, and the nice little nods and stuff. It is what it is, but it gets a bit silly at the end for me.
It wasn't terrible. It does get a bit silly, but they all do, Well, it did feel a bit like, they're just cashing in on the success of 2018 Halloween. But, it cost around $20 million to make. It's already made about $54 million at the box office. So,
they will.
People
like it.
People have gone and seen it. People seem to have generally quite positive reviews. I've seen sort of, a lot of 3 out of 5 sort of area reviews there. So,
which is
not great, but also not absolute dog shit.
3.6. Not great, not terrible.
What do you think watching this? Have you seen Halloween Kills? What did you think of it? Leave us a comment and let us know. That'd be really great to hear from you. Hey, Dave, do you remember when you nearly got killed by Mike Myers?
Oh, God, the trauma.
UK. And join us on Twitter at More Movies for Dave.
Yeah?
Dave, behind you. Watch out behind you, Dave.
Oh, come on.
No. Dave.
Don't be silly.
Look out, man. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ, Dave. So that happened last year when we did our Halloween special. As you can see, Dave nearly got killed by Mike Myers himself. He survived, obviously, because here he is now.
Because I'm here.
So if you want to see that Halloween special, it's not about the film Halloween. It's more about Halloween in general. So we covered our top 5 horror films. We had Halloween trivia. So if you want to check that out, go down to the movie show playlist and click on the Halloween special, and you can see all of that happening there from last year. Okay, so a little bit of movie news this week. Did you see that they blasted Captain Kirk himself, William Shatner, into space?
Of course, yeah. He jumped on the Amazon space flight, didn't he, with Jeff Bezos?
Yeah. Wonder how many people were going, explode.
With Bezos, but not Shatner.
Yeah, exactly. Can't kill the captain.
It's kind of iconic, really, isn't it? That the man who brought space to everyone's television sets all those years ago finally gets to go up there. It's pretty damn cool.
Well, when I first heard about it and they said, William Shatner's been selected to go with Jeff Bezos into space, I thought maybe there are aliens up there and they're waiting to make contact with us. Because do you remember Galaxy Quest?
Yes,
Galaxy Quest was obviously a parody of Star Trek. And in that film, the aliens from outer space have been watching Galaxy Quest because obviously these transmissions go out there into space. And they've thought, obviously, it was real. So when they get to Earth, the only way that they're prepared to communicate with us is by, talking to the crew of the Galaxy Quest. So I thought maybe this is a question of life imitating art. There's really aliens up there circling the Earth and they're waiting for the captain to go up and then they're ready to reveal their plans and everything. And that is why Shatner's gone up there. Exactly. Live long and prosper.
How does that Vulcan salute go?
So yeah, in other news, we woke up the other morning to see news blasting all over Twitter and the internet. Michael Caine has retired. So of course everyone went, oh my God, Michael Caine, what a legendary career, etc., etc. Only for a few hours later, Michael Caine himself to tweet, I haven't retired, and not a lot of people know that.
Not many people know that.
What a legend.
What a legend. It shows how quickly these rumours can just spiral out of control, isn't it?
Apparently, though, the next film he does is going to be his last acting role, but he's going to do some writing and stuff. So, in other words, he'll still be working beyond the last acting role. So he's not retired as in. But apparently after this next film, he will be finishing up acting.
I mean, it's not surprised at his age. He does a lot less anyway. He has for the last 10 years, hasn't done much. Anyway, it's been very limited.
He's done a lot of Nolan films, which I think has been a wise choice on his part because it's kept him in the public eye and it's, solidified his reputation as a sort of British acting legend, which he is. But
you can imagine Nolan woke up that morning and saw the rumours and was like, no!
Yeah, I seen a very funny meme, actually, that used Breaking Bad to have a little joke about that. Maybe we can find it and put it up on screen now. But yeah, exactly. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Also, did you hear about the new title for the Into the Spider-Verse sequel?
Oh no, what have we got?
It's going to be called Across the Spider-Verse. Now, is that just inspired or what?
Dun, 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 dun,
Dave and I are both huge Beatles fans, Beatles nuts, whatever you want to call us. Keep it clean. And me being a huge Spider-Man fan, I really loved Into the Spider-Verse as well. Check out my review for that. We'll put a link in the description below. But I was so knocked out by that film, thought it was brilliant. And then they announced it this week that the official title will be Across the Spider-Verse. And I just thought, that is just inspired. Straight away makes me, think, my confidence in the fact that this is going to be a great sequel is boosted by this wonderful title that they've used.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously covered Into the Spider-Verse, and I was really impressed at that film. Animated film.
It's great.
I thought it was really, really good. So I'm quite excited to see the next one, really, see what they got up their sleeves.
Yeah, I think it'll be a surefire hit.
Knock it off, man! No!
And have you seen this about this fella called Jamie Costa doing this impersonation this week of Robin Williams? It's essentially a filmed pitch that he's trying to get the studios on board to make a Robin Williams biopic. So they kind of filmed a test scene that they've put out online. It's just a remarkable impersonation of a young Robin Williams kind of backstage in the 1980s, and just, wow, it really blew me away.
Yeah, it takes place during when he was filming Mork and Mindy, because they're in the dressing room. You see the Mork costume up on the wall there. It's very high end in terms of the production value of this little test scene. He is, as you say, an absolute doppelganger for Robin Williams. He sounds like him. He looks like him, especially in certain aspects. He's got that whole Robin Williams energy, which is not an easy thing, I imagine, to recreate. And he's done it really well. I think it would be wonderful to see this get made. And I hope that they've got, a Kickstarter campaign, some sort of crowdfunding going out there that they can try and make a bit of money that way towards it, because it is phenomenal. The first time I seen this guy, he was actually playing Han Solo in a web movie, a short one. Do you remember that? Where
it was
it
really
came out,
good, wasn't it?
I think before they made the film Solo, and he was one of the people that a lot of folks said, "Oh, he should play Han Solo. He's got the Harrison Ford voice and stuff," and he looked a little bit like him, but he looks much more like Robin Williams, if you ask me. And,
Absolutely.
I say good luck to him. I hope they make it. I'd definitely watch that. I love Robin Williams. A lot of people really love Robin Williams. They miss him because he's gone now. And I think, something like this, if they had a great writer on board and they got a really good biopic together. I mean, they did it for Andy Kaufman with Man on the Moon when Jim Carrey played him. So if there's anything like that sort of standard movie, they should do it. They should go for it.
I'd be well up for it. There's so many great tales about Robin Williams, and both funny and heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it's such an interesting and important life. I think it's well worthy of a biopic, I think. So, yeah. Gets my vote if they...
Fingers crossed that happens, because that would be absolutely awesome.
Well, it's certainly a rough meeting, and it's not going very well for me, I'll tell you that. Hey, boss, give it a chance. She's going to loosen up any moment.
Well, that just leaves us enough time to tell you what we've been up to elsewhere this week on our YouTube channel and our website. So I'll first tell you about a couple of reaction videos. We've done 3 this week instead of our usual 1. We've reacted to the new trailer for The Batman, which blew our minds. We thought was absolutely amazing. So link in the description below. You can check out our reaction there if you want to. Also, we reacted to the trailer for Home Sweet Home Alone, which is the reboot, rehash, whatever you want to call it, of the Home Alone franchise. And we also reacted to another reboot, rehash, whatever you want to call it, for the new Scream movie. That's also here on our YouTube channel. Link in the description below. Go and check it out and see our thoughts on these things.
Absolutely. We've also got a brand new article up on the website. Top 5 Billy Wilder films. That's part of our top 5 directors articles, which you can see all on our website. But this week it's Billy Wilder. The link for that is in the description down below.
And we also have a new film review out. Dave, you have been taking a look at the 1982 classic Blade Runner. So we've got a brand new film and 5 out there. You can check it out on the website or here on the YouTube channel. That is a very good review there, Dave. You put a lot of hard work into that one. Very impressive, my friend. Loved it.
Thank you, sir. Just a reminder, you can listen to us on our podcast version, audio only. That's across all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. You can find all the details about that in the description down below. Greg, would you like a coffee?
I'd love a coffee, but I've got no more coffee in the cupboard, I'm afraid, mate. Going to have to go out and get some.
Oh, well, maybe one of our supporters will buy us a coffee.
No coffee.
No coffee?
Wouldn't that be nice? You can go over to buymeacoffee.com and support us there. Also, you can join us on Patreon, sign up for one of their packages, become a pledge, and then you can have a say on what we review and what we talk about here on the podcast. So all the links, again, are in the description below, and we are really grateful for those that have supported us so far on this journey. It's also worth telling you that we have recently set up a Discord server, so come and join us on Discord. We'll put a link to that in the description below, as well as all the other social media platforms, of course, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Come and join us. See what we're up to there. Stupid things like movie of the day. No, just put him in the chest freezer for now. Yeah. Take the shoes off. Oh, hey! Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. We spent the weekend at Bernie's. Well, that's it for number 29, mate. We are done, dusted. That's another Halloween movie. That's another podcast. Join us again next week, where obviously we're going to be talking about more scary stuff because we're getting ready for Halloween week. As I said, don't forget to check our Halloween special from last year. That's a good laugh. There's loads of cool stuff in there. And until then, I guess we're signing off now. We'll see you again next time. Thanks very much for joining us. Take care of yourselves and keep watching more movies.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
That's it for this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And remember to like, share and subscribe right here on YouTube. For more film reviews and articles, check out our website moremovies.co.uk. And join us on social media at More Movies For You. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all across the board. You know the score. If you enjoy what we do, please consider supporting us at buymeacoffee.com or join us on one of our packages on Patreon. The links are in the description down below. And for more filmtastic content, click one of the buttons on screen now.